Oliveboard was one of the very important sources for that. Your YouTube videos, for the explainers, the MCQ series on different reports, budget, economic surveys, that provided me with very good practice. I also extracted content out of those explainer videos to include in my notes.
ऑलिवबोर्ड का वो मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम था, उसमें अनिल सर के 2-3 सेशंस हुए थे, तो उन्होंने भी गाइड किया कि क्या अप्रोच रखना चाहिए, अगर मेंस का पेपर के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है तो वो कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, प्रीलिम्स के लिए अगर अप्रोच रखना है तो वो कैसे रखना है। तो इस तरह से ओवरऑल फिर एग्जीक्यूशन के साथ में हुए।
Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you guys. Let's quickly start today's session on the weekly finance current affairs. We are having a lot of news in this particular week. Let's quickly start those. So the agenda is very much clear. We will be discussing the weekly finance current affairs concept discussion. Some of the economic times news will also cover, and some extra dose for your homework is also there at the end of this particular PDF. So do download this PDF and complete the extra dose as well. Okay, so guys, this is the list that we are going to cover in today's session. Okay, the list is too long, I can say, right? Let's quickly start the session, and so many SEBI and RBI related news are also there in this session. The first one, SEBI eases infrastructure investment trust, real estate investment trust rule. Let's discuss about the key changes. They have altered the minimum investment size here. Okay, the minimum investment size has been now altered in the privately placed InVITs. I'm just talking about the infrastructure investment trust. Earlier we used to have a limit of 1 crore, now we have just 25 lakhs. That is the minimum investment size, not in publicly placed, in privately placed, right? Infrastructure investment trust. So that's the very first thing. 25 lakh is the new limit, and this can directly come in your examination. Very important. Okay, very important news for your upcoming examination. So again, in the secondary market also we were having the limit of 25, and in the primary market of privately placed InVITs we again have a limit of now 25 lakh only. So I can say they are at par now. Okay, then if I talk about InVIT and REITs, basically they are nothing but investment trust, right? The real estate investment trust deals with real estate, and here are the infrastructure projects in the InVITs, right? So usually these kind of projects related to infrastructure and real estate are highly illiquid, right? They are highly illiquid, and that's what the aim is. Why we constructed these kind of complex entities? Why? Just to give enough liquidity in the market. And what is privately placed and publicly placed? Privately placed means that is not offered to the general public but to only select investors, okay, like HNI and institutional. And public InVITs and REITs are open for investment for the general public as well. Okay, they are open for investment for the general public as well. This particular limit is specifically for the privately placed InVITs. The limit is 25 lakh. Earlier it used to be 1 crore. Please do remember this, can be very important for your examination. Okay, next one, Bank of Baroda has launched BOB Aspire NRE account. Now this is NRE account, non-resident external saving account, right? So if you are still in India, you can open an NRE account because you are about to depart. So that's a pre-departure facility that Bank of Baroda is providing as of now for opening the NRE account, non-resident external account, right? And again you need to fulfill some of the timelines in the very 60 days to keep it operational. Okay, so what is NRE account, guys? Let's suppose I am living in US, I earn in US. So if I want to deposit my money in an Indian bank, I need to open an NRE account, non-resident external account. That's for the foreign currency, right? Now definitely the amount will, the bank will be keeping the amount in the INR only. No doubt I am depositing foreign currencies, but the bank will keep the amount in the INR only. The balance is fully repatriable, plus there is no taxation as well on the interest which you are earning on this particular NRE account. Next important, very important, joint venture for Allianz-Jio Reinsurer Limited. So the new entity name is Allianz-Jio Reinsurer Limited. So Jio has announced the entry in the reinsurance business as well. Recently it got approval. Now they have formed a joint venture with Allianz. Allianz is a huge firm, I can say, right? It's based out of Germany, and Jio Financial Services Limited, an Indian company, it has tied up with the Allianz Euro BV, a subsidiary company of the Allianz Group Germany, right? So this is a 50-50 joint venture. Each partner is holding here 50% of the stake, and Reliance has also announced entry in the reinsurance business. So I can say GIC was having a monopoly in this business. Then Value Atix करके एक company आई जो कि private sector player है, and now there is a joint venture of Allianz and Jio Reinsurance Limited. Okay, good evening Bhakti, good evening. So again this can be important for your examination. Okay, reinsurance is always a high, I can say a limelight area. Okay, South Indian Bank digital loans against mutual funds. So now many entities are doing it. South Indian Bank has also started offering the digital loans against the mutual funds. So why? Let's suppose if you want to sell your mutual funds. So here AMFI and other AMCs are not promoting the selling culture in mutual funds. So what they do is they just give you a loan against your mutual fund security, right? They just give you a loan against your mutual fund security. Next one is PhonePe and SIDBI has started the digital Udyam Assist registration. Again, very important. Can come in phase 1 examination. So PhonePe has partnered basically with SIDBI to launch a end-to-end digital solution for the Udyam registration, right, via the Udyam Assist platform. So what is the aim? Basically the aim is to formalization of the informal micro enterprises. Okay, so now you can get a end-to-end digital solution for the Udyam registration here. So PhonePe and SIDBI has partnered for this particular program. Okay, please do remember the name of the entities. Next is TCS and CEA. What is CEA? It's a French public research institution. Now TCS has partnered with CEA for jointly research, for doing a joint research development and industrialize the physical AI solution. Now what is physical AI solution? Physical AI is nothing but combining the robotics, combining AI and combining intelligence systems so that the machines in the physical world are not just black boxes. Okay, they are not just black boxes, but they are able to compute, they are able to sense, they are able to move, manipulate, right, and respond. So basically it's about creating intelligence in physical machines, right? Physical AI solutions. So TCS and CEA has done a partnership for the purpose of research here. Next one is World Bank or SURE program. It's a program of $212 million, right? Loan for coastal states. So they have given Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. They have given Tamil Nadu and Karnataka this particular loan. And what is the meaning of SURE program? It's nothing but strengthening the coastal reliance and economy program. So please do remember the full form. Please do remember the states for which the loan has been granted and the amount of the loan, right? That will be more than enough is what I can say. Next one, NABARD centralized digital lending platforms for RRB. Very important. Okay, very important. So NABARD is planning to launch a centralized digital lending platform. A centralized digital lending platform specifically for the RRBs, regional rural banks, right? So this will be a centralized digital credit infrastructure which NABARD is going to create for the RRBs. What is the purpose? To automate the end-to-end lending process, because there are too many manual processes involved in RRB, considering the clientele as well, right? So what they are going to do is they are going to make a centralized digital lending platform for automation of the end-to-end lending process, right? So this will be rolled out by September 2025 itself, can be important for your examination again. Next one is again related to MOU, Memorandum of Understanding between TCIL and PNB Bank. So TCIL is none other than your Telecommunication Consultants India Limited. It's a government owned enterprise, okay? It's a government owned enterprise, and PNB Bank, we all know that it's a major public sector bank of India. So why they have done a MOU? To provide comprehensive IT solutions. Now TCIL will be providing comprehensive IT solutions to Punjab National Bank, right? Kind of giving a digital backing, right? In the technology transformation, customer centric digital services and operational related technology things, right? So that's a kind of MOU, and we have seen in the previous year questions as well that MOU aa jate hain kabhi kabhi aapke examination mein. So you need to have a good understanding, at least related to the key organizations MOUs. IFC, investment to accelerate e-bus deployment. So IFC, which is International Finance Corporation, which is a part of World Bank Group, right? IFC is a part of World Bank Group. Now they are investing close to 137 million USD. Why? To support the India's electric bus, e-bus ecosystem. Okay. So again, they are making out of $137 million. They are investing 100 million in this particular enterprise, JBM Ecolife, and rest of the 37 million they are investing in the capital of the Green Cell Mobility, right? Green Cell Mobility. Right? Just give me a second now. Just give me a second. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Guys, here we can see, okay, so out of 137 million, 300 is in the particular enterprise and 37 is infused as a mezzanine capital. Now, what do you mean by this mezzanine capital? Any idea? Any idea, anyone? What is this mezzanine capital? Anyone? So guys, it's nothing but a hybrid form of financing. Okay, please do remember this terminology, can be important. At least you need to have a basic understanding of this kind of capital. It's a hybrid form of financing. Okay, it's a hybrid form of financing where I'm taking a mix of both debt as well as equity. I'm taking a mix of both debt as well as equity, just to amplify the risk and returns as well, because plain debt investing is again a kind of low risk and low return, and equity investing is a high risk, high return, right? So that's a combination of both. That's a hybrid form of financing. Next is Bharat Forge and the Windracer के बीच में again एक MOU हुआ है, Memorandum of Understanding for deploying and localizing the ultra unmanned aerial vehicles. Now, do you guys know what is ultra unmanned aerial vehicles? Any idea about that? Yes, Bhakti, that's correct. What is this ultra unmanned aerial vehicle? Any idea? It's nothing but heavy lift cargo drones. Okay, this is nothing but heavy lift cargo drones. So they are defense company Bharat Forge and Windracers have signed an MOU to source this particular ultra manned aerial vehicles in India. Okay, again related to technology. Good evening, Chetan. Good evening. Next one. This can be very, very important for your upcoming examination. Government to conduct two key economic surveys on the household finances from July 2026. July 2026. Okay, so the name of the first survey is All India Debt and Investment Survey. All India Debt and Investment Survey. And the second one here is Situation Assessment Survey of Agriculture Household. Okay, so please do remember the name of these surveys can be important, right? Now what is the purpose? So the first one purpose is to cover the rural and urban household. What is the debt position? What is the investment position of the urban and rural household? So the key parameters will be household indebtedness, कितना आप डेट में हो, investment behavior क्या है, asset ownership क्या है, किस किस तरह की asset classes hold कर रखी है and so on. And the second one is situation assessment survey for agriculture households. So here we will be doing a situation analysis and assessment of the agriculture households. So income and expenditure का क्या सोर्स है, इंडेप्टनेस कितनी है, एक्सेस टू क्रेडिट कितना है, राइट, लाइव स्टॉक का ओनरशिप कितना है, लैंड का ओनरशिप कितना है, बेसिकली रिलेटेड टू द एग्रीकल्चर हाउस होल्ड, राइट. इन दोनों सर्विस के अंदर ये किया जाएगा. ब्रॉडली इनके आपको नाम पता होने चाहिए. ओके, एंड द सर्वे पीरियड इज फ्रॉम जुलाई 2026 टू जून 2027. दिस विल बी द सर्वे period here. Okay, so please do remember the names at least. Next again is related to India's external debt in 2025. So we have already covered this particular news. ये 2025 की है इसलिए already covered है, right. थोड़े दिन पहले भी इसके ऊपर एक वीडियो भी बनाया था और फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर सेशन के अंदर भी we have covered this. So इसको आप डायरेक्टली रीड कर लेना, ठीक है. Next again important, now start mugging up the numbers as well related to inflation, related to growth rate, because time आ गया अब याद करने का for those who are not consistent in remembering the percentages related to inflation and the growth rate. So retail inflation, which is your CPI, consumer price index, increase हो चुका है up to 2.07%. This is the August 2025 का data, right. We used to have it around 1.16% in July. Now it is 2.07%. Okay. So अब हम disinflation से क्या हो चुके हैं, इन्फ्लेशन की तरफ वापस आना चालू हो चुके हैं, right. This is not disinflation. Disinflation means slowing it down in the rate of growth of inflation. Now that's not happening. So again, that's why in the last MPC meeting also somewhat they have written that the pace of disinflation is slowing down, and we have done a question as well, right, MCQ based question as well on this particular concept. अच्छा, मेजर ड्राइवर क्या है, फूड डिफ्लेशन, ठीक है. तो फूड डिफ्लेशन अभी भी फूड इज अगेन इनटू अ डिफ्लेशनरी टेरिटरी ओनली. सो फूड डिफ्लेशन कितना था आपका, -69% था, 0.69%. अर्लियर इन ऑगस्ट इट यूज टू बी, इन जुलाई इट यूज टू बी 1.76% इन नेगेटिव टेरिटरी, ठीक है. तो ये डिसइन्फ्लेशन आपका कम हो रहा है और अगेन वापस क्या हो रहा है, इन्फ्लेशन की तरफ जा रहा है. अच्छा, वापस अगर अर्बन रूरल की बात करूं तो अर्बन जनरली हाई ही रहता है एज कंपेयर टू रूरल, राइट. सो आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट हेडलाइन इन्फ्लेशन. अर्बन इन्फ्लेशन इज मोर देन द रूरल हेडलाइन इन्फ्लेशन. ओके, सो ये वाला ब्रॉड ट्रेंड भी आपको पता होना चाहिए. प्लस कोर इन्फ्लेशन इज अगेन 4.2%. सो ये यूजुअली फ्लैट ही है. लास्ट टाइम आई थिंक 4.1 समथिंग कुछ था और अभी कितना हो चुका है आपका, 4.2 हो चुका है, ठीक है. सो अगेन आरबीआई का वही स्टैंड है कि बेसिकली इट्स विद इन द टॉलरेबल बैंड, राइट. पहले तो टॉलरेबल बैंड से लोअर लिमिट से भी नीचे चला गया था. नाउ इट इज अगेन इनटू द टॉलरेबल बैंड, एंड सारी रिस्क एंड अनॉर्मलिटीज वही की वही है. मॉनसून रिलेटेड, कोर इन्फ्लेशन रिलेटेड एंड इंटरनेशनल प्राइसेस रिलेटेड. ओके, उसमें कोई भी चेंज नहीं है ऐसा एज सच, तो है ना, वही की वही कमेंट्री है जो हर बार आती है. Next one, WPI inflation for the August 2025. Again, we have discussed about the CPI. Now, let's talk about WPI as well. So earlier it was in deflationary territory, right? It was a deflation. Now it has increased to 0.52%. Okay. In July it was -5.8. Now it is plus 0.52%. Okay. सो व्हाट इज द ड्राइविंग रीजन? मेजरली वेजिटेबल के अंदर जो डिफ्लेशन था पहले जुलाई के अंदर, वो बहुत ही ड्रास्टिकली कम हुआ है, ऑलमोस्ट हाफ हो चुका है. ओके, सो इसका मेजर ड्राइविंग रीजन वही रहने वाला है. उसके बाद मैन्युफैक्चर्ड प्रोडक्ट्स के अंदर भी स्लाइट इंक्रीज था, राइट. सो दीज आर द ड्राइविंग रीजंस बेसिकली. प्लस हियर वी कैन सी दैट इफ द WPI is increasing, the return of WPI inflation to positive territory suggests a cost pressure at the wholesale level, right? कि जो cost pressure था wholesale level पे वो वापस re-emerge होना चालू हो गया है. Is that that's what they are trying to conclude कि wholesalers को भी वापस से cost pressure feel होने लग गया होगा. Why? Because पहले तो price गिर रही थी. Now the prices are increasing. So again the cost pressure is re-emerging. अच्छा, RBI किसको टारगेट करता है? प्राइमरली CPI को. And we have discussed this thing in that internal policy framework report as well, right? वहाँ पे भी ये क्वेश्चन था कि क्या हमको WPI को फॉलो करना चाहिए, शुड वी फॉलो WPI और शुड वी फॉलो CPI. सो अभी फिलहाल तो यार RBI प्राइमरली किसको टारगेट करता है? CPI को ही यहाँ पे करता है. बट WPI इज ऑल्सो अ गुड इंडिकेटर फॉर इनपुट कॉस्ट प्रेशर, सप्लाई साइड रिस्क, राइट? बिकॉज यहाँ पे हम होलसेलर्स पे ज़्यादा ध्यान देते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू द अदर कैटेगरी विच यू ऑलरेडी कंसिडर इन CPI. Now this one is related to your production linked incentive, right? Specifically related to the air conditioners and the LED lights. So government is here promoting the production basically of air conditioners and LED lights. So production linked incentive scheme launch कर दिए यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ने, वापस से विंडो खोली है, राइट? सो ये इसकी एप्लीकेशन विंडो है और ये स्कीम कब से चल रही है? 2022 से लेके 2029 तक चल रही है. दे विल बी they have allocated a total scheme outflow of 6,200 something crore, okay, 6,238 crore, plus they are giving an incentive rate of 4 to 6%, okay, they are giving an incentive rate of 4 to 6%. Yeah. Now recently AI for Vikasit Bharat report was released by NITI Aayog. So again you need to now understand the crux of this report, right? रिपोर्ट में ऐसा स्टेटेड था दैट AI could achieve 8% of the GDP growth. AI can help achieve 8% of the GDP growth, right? Helping the India to attain a GDP of at least 8.3 trillion USD by 3035, okay? By 3035. So इसके key pointers आप पढ़ सकते हो. That's why I have summarized these things in the tabular format, or again a detailed video is already there on this particular thing, right? You can watch that as well. कुछ लाइमलाइट वाले टॉपिक्स होते हैं, AI रिलेटेड हो गया, क्रिप्टो करेंसी ब्लॉकचेन रिलेटेड हो गया, है ना, ग्रीन फाइनेंस रिलेटेड हो गया. तो मैं प्रेफर करता हूँ कि आप डिटेल वीडियो देखो. जैसे फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर न्यूज़ एज वेल, दिस इज रिसेंटली पब्लिश्ड RBI सर्कुलर related to the payment aggregator platform, right? So RBI has formed a new framework related to the payment aggregator framework, payment aggregator platform. So basically what you need to do is just at 1.5x speed watch my detailed video related to this payment aggregator, or you can just cover the crux from the finance current affairs series, right? Because जो recent circulars आए आपके September month में, आपके August month में, they can be very very important for your upcoming examination, right? उनकी high probability रहती है क्योंकि generally RBI recent 3 months में से ज़्यादा पूछते हैं. So basically guys, this is a framework for the payment aggregator. Now what is a payment aggregator? What is a payment gateway? Basically यहाँ पे money involved होता है, right? So they are not just the facilitator, they are collecting payments from the customer, they are pooling it and they are transferring it to the merchants. That's what the work of payment aggregator is. When I talk about the payment gateway, they are more of providing technological infrastructure rather than just holding the payments or the funds, right? That's what the major difference is. Now the crux of this is very very important. Net worth requirement, okay? If you want to be a payment aggregator, if you want to start your payment aggregator business, what you can do here is minimum net worth requirement आपकी कितनी होनी चाहिए? यहाँ पे 15 करोड़ की होनी चाहिए. Minimum net worth requirement should be 15 करोड़ at the time of application. ये डायरेक्टली आ सकता है एग्जाम के अंदर, ओके? जब अप्लाई कर रहे हो, whenever you are applying for it, the minimum net worth criteria should be at least 15 करोड़, and after that 25 करोड़, ठीक है? एंड ऑफ द थर्ड ईयर तक 25 करोड़. सो whenever you are starting the business of payment aggregator, you need to have 15 crore net worth, and by the end of the third year you need to have 25 CR, right? 25 CR is the bare minimum after 3 years. So that's the net worth criteria here. लास्ट मंथ क्या चीज आई थी भक्ति, थोड़ा सा इलैबोरेट कर सकते हो आप इस चीज के अंदर? ओके तो ये तो बेसिकली पूरा पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर की कंसोलिडेटेड गाइडलाइंस आ गई हैं, तो ये ओवर एंड अबाउ सबके प्रिवेल करेंगी, तो ये तो आपको अच्छे से पढ़नी ही है। ओके बाकी मैं चेक भी कर लूँगा लास्ट मंथ आप किस रिलेटेड में बोल रहे हो पेमेंट एग्रीगेटर का, उसको भी डिस्कस कर लेंगे। ओके नो वरीज एट ऑल, बट दिस इज जस्ट द consolidated guidelines that RBI has released. A circular can be very very important, right? Specifically the dates and amounts. Acha, can anybody tell me from which date this is applicable? If you have watched that particular video related to the payment aggregator circular, what is the applicability date? Anyone? What is the applicability date? What is the applicability date of this particular circular? This is effective immediately, right? This is effective immediately. Acha, there are provisions related to, okay, so if you are a bank, then no worries, you can definitely get a payment aggregator ka business. But if you are a non-bank payment aggregator, you need to seek the RBI authorization, right? And you must be incorporated in India. So foreign companies here, foreign non-banking companies here are not permitted. Okay. So that's why you need to be incorporated in India, and अगर आप non-bank payment aggregator हो, then you need to take the RBI authorization as well. Plus there were requirements related to KYC, monitoring, segregation of funds by using escrow account, right? You need to take escrow account. You need to have a escrow account for that. Net worth के बारे में हम बात कर ही चुके हैं. Technology standards को आपको fulfill करना पड़ेगा, right? So these broad things were there, but the most important thing will be your registration requirement for the non-bank PAs, net worth requirement and the date of applicability. Plus I highly recommend you कि आप वो detailed video देख लो सीधा 1.5x पे चला के. Okay, watch that video on 1.5x. Okay, it's already there in the video section. Next, again, are major reforms I can say that SEBI has recently unleashed. These are the mega reforms I can say for the capital market, for IPO, related to governance, related to new investment focus as well, right? So काफ़ी सारे structural changes कर दिए हैं SEBI के ने recently कुछ दिन पहले ही. So for the companies with post market capitalization of 50,000 crore to 1 trillion, the minimum IPO issue size has been reduced. The minimum IPO issue size has been reduced. अच्छा, टाइमलाइन एक्सटेंड कर दी है जो आपको मिनिमम पब्लिक शेयर होल्डिंग चाहिए होती है. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ मिनिमम पब्लिक शेयर होल्डिंग? लेट्स सपोज आई हैव अ कंपनी, आई नीड टू हैव एटलीस्ट अ मिनिमम पब्लिक शेयर होल्डिंग of 25%, right? And now they have eased that timeline as well. So if a public shareholding, let's suppose if my company's public shareholding is less than 15%, okay? It's less than 15%, under 15% at the time of listing. I want to launch an IPO, right? I would like to have an IPO and my public shareholding is less than 15%. So companies get 5 years to reach 15%. I'll be getting 5 years to reach the shareholding of 15% and 10 years to reach the 25% public shareholding limit. Yes, bare minimum limit, right? Perfect. Now, if I'm already having more than or equal to 15%, then I'll be having 5 years to reach 25%. Otherwise, 5 plus 5. So they have made some structural changes, right? ये मैंने Mint से लिया है, directly live Mint से लिया आपका सारी चीज़ें वही की वही लिखी है जो आपको बता रहा हूँ. सो यहाँ पे इन्होंने क्या किया है ना, बेसिकली दे हैव गिवन इन अ टैबुलर फॉर्मेट एंड आई पर्सनली लाइक दैट कि आप चीज़ें किस में पढ़ो, टैबुलर फॉर्मेट में पढ़ो तो आप डेटा यहाँ से फटाफट से पढ़ सकते हो. प्लस देयर इज अ अपडेट रिलेटेड टू रिलेटेड पार्टी ट्रांजैक्शंस एज वेल. इफ यू गाइज रिमेंबर वी हैव कवर्ड दिस इन अ फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर सेशन एंड एज वेल related to SEBI and related party deals proposal. Okay, so earlier we used to have a material details defined for greater than 1000 crore transaction or 10% of the turnover. Now we are having scale based thresholds. We are having slab based threshold based on the company's turnover, जो हमने कुछ टाइम पहले फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर सेशन के अंदर पढ़ी थी, राइट? फिर आपका FPI एंड IFSC से रिलेटेड भी अपडेट आया. FPI रजिस्ट्रेशन वॉज फॉर सेलेक्ट AIF ओनली. अगर मैं FPI हूँ तो मुझे सेलेक्ट AIF के लिए ही रजिस्ट्रेशन मिलेगा IFSC के अंदर. बट बट रिटेल फंड्स इन द IFC कैन नाउ ऑल्सो रजिस्टर एज FPI. तो रिटेल फंड्स भी हैं, वो भी अब क्या कर सकते हैं, IFC FPI की तरह रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं, और उनको स्पॉन्सर कैप यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा 10% का, राइट. यस, वो भी रिलेटेड पार्टी से रिलेटेड था ना, वो भी रिलेटेड पार्टी का ही था. दैट वाज आल्सो रिलेटेड टू रिलेटेड पार्टी ओनली. अच्छा, यहाँ पे मेजर अपडेट क्या है, गवर्नेंस एंड कंप्लायंस ट्वीक्स. हैव अ लुक. स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस एंड MIIs, मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंस्टीट्यूशंस. अब मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंस्टीट्यूशंस के अंदर देर आर स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस, राइट. देर आर डिपॉजिटरीज हु आर forming the entire infrastructure of the market, will be required to have at least 2 executive directors overseeing the key verticals alongside the managing director. Now this portion can be very very important. Okay, ये बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है आपके एग्जाम के लिए. अच्छा, एक और न्यूज़ मैंने ग्रुप में भी शेयर करी थी. न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट एवेन्यूज एंड प्रोडक्ट क्लासिफिकेशन, रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट. ये हाई चांस है कि आपके एग्जाम में आ जाएगा. Real estate investment trust will now be treated as equity for the mutual funds investment purpose. However, infrastructure investment fund still remains hybrid. So mutual funds, for the mutual fund investment purpose, अगर REIT में इन्वेस्टमेंट हो रहा होगा तो उसको इक्विटी बोला जाएगा, राइट. उसको इक्विटी में क्लासिफाई किया जाएगा. सो REIT, this is for the mutual fund investment purpose. REIT will be treated as equity now, and INVIT will be treated as hybrid. ये हाई चांसेस है कि आपका REIT वाले एग्जाम में आ सकता है. ओके, अभी वाले एग्जाम में 2025 RBI ग्रेड बी. ओके, बहुत हाई चांसेस है, बहुत ही हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी क्वेश्चन है ये वाला. ठीक है. सो लिमिट्स मैंने यहाँ पे आपके लिए एक ही टेबल में समराइज कर दिया, आप इसको बाद में रीडिंग कर सकते हो. इसमें मतलब ऑल भी जो भी लिमिट्स में रिवीजन हुआ है वो यहाँ पे मैंने लिख दिया है. बट यहाँ पे सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट आपके लिए दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग कैन बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, रिलेटेड टू द रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रस्ट. यस चेतन, डेफिनेटली अगर उसको इक्विटी में क्लासीफाई कर दिया हमने तो टैक्सेशन पे भी उसका इम्पैक्ट आ जाएगा, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज रिलेटेड टू योर इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स. सो ये कुछ आर्टिकल्स आए थे, जस्ट अ ब्रीफ डिस्कशन कर लेते हैं आर्टिकल्स पे. वॉन्ट बी गोइंग इनटू टू मच डिटेल्स ऑफ दिस आर्टिकल्स. IFC, International Finance Corporation, which is a part of World Bank Group, plans to double down on the Indian investment, right? So they are planning to double down the Indian investment in the next 5 years. So अभी का इन्वेस्टमेंट इनका ऑलमोस्ट 5 बिलियन अराउंड हो रहा है. अभी ये 10 बिलियन कर देंगे बाय फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2030, राइट. सो 2025 से 2030 ऑब्वियसली ये 5 ईयर्स ही हो गए, राइट. सो दे विल बी मेकिंग द इन्वेस्टमेंट अप टू $10 billion as of now. You need to remember this. What is the focus area? Urbanization, green energy, digitization, MSME and private sector development. These are the major focus areas. Okay. अच्छा, आज हमने 2 न्यूज़ पढ़ी है रिलेटेड टू IFC से रिलेटेड, है ना. IFC से रिलेटेड वी हैव studied 2 news today, 2 finance current affairs today. Next one. आई थिंक दिस इज रिपीटेड, राइट. हाँ, ठीक है, ये वाली न्यूज़ रिपीट हो गई. एक्चुअली फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर्स में तो था ही, लिमिट्स एंड ऑल. और ET के अंदर ये आर्टिकल भी आया था रिलेटेड टू द रिलैक्स्ड IPO नॉर्म्स फॉर द बूस्ट इन द कैपिटल मार्केट. आई विल बी कमिंग अप विद अ डिटेल्ड वीडियो एज वेल फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर नॉर्म बिकॉज इट्स लेंदी. ओके, इट्स डेफिनेटली लेंदी. नेक्स्ट वन, UPI ड्रिवन cardless cash withdrawal. Okay, so we are talking about here the UPI driven cardless cash withdrawals. Now already we are having some ATM machines that we can use for the cardless transaction, right. कार्ड के बिना भी हम क्या कर सकते हैं, कार्डलेस भी हम UPI ट्रांजैक्शन से विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं, बट दे आर नॉट ample as of now. Okay, so what we are doing here, what government is planning here is over 2 million business correspondents का यूज कर लो. BC मॉडल होता है ना, बिजनेस करेस्पॉन्डेंट मॉडल. सो इफ यू आर यूजिंग द बिजनेस करेस्पॉन्डेंट मॉडल, देन अगर ये फैसिलिटी बिजनेस करेस्पॉन्डेंट्स के यहाँ चालू हो जाए, राइट, इफ दिस पर्टिकुलर फैसिलिटी इज इंप्लीमेंटेड इन द business correspondent side, then easily you can reach to 2 million POS here, right? So this is led by again NPCI only. और क्या चेंज होने वाला है यहाँ पे, जो अभी हम ATM से करते हैं वो डेफिनेटली फैसिलिटेट हो जाएगा आपका बिजनेस करस्पॉन्डेंट्स आउटलेट से भी. ओके, सो यू जस्ट हैव टू स्कैन अ QR कोड एंड विड्रॉ द कैश. So it will be that easy, right? Just need to scan a QR code, give your ATM give your UPI pin, right? And you can easily withdraw the money by using the business correspondent service as well. So इसका क्या होने वाला है, reach काफ़ी बढ़ जाएगा. Okay, the reach will quite increase, and business correspondent model has already proved a game changer in the financial inclusion, right, in India. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट वन, इसके अंदर सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न भी है, राइट? देयर आर सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स एज वेल बिकॉज दिस इज अ ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन, सो दे आर थिंकिंग टू कैप एट 10,000 per day, right? UPI based withdrawals to be capped at 10,000 per day. So as of now it's still in the process only, but you need to remember this limit. Okay, next one, RBI urged to rethink phone locking proposal for loan default. So again I think it was a very crazy update. ठीक है, कि अगर लोन नहीं चुका रहा सामने वाला, if the borrower has not repaying you the money, then lock his phone. Okay, so personally I feel that's a crazy update. So still RBI यहाँ पे रीथिंक कर रहे हैं अपने प्रपोजल को कि फ़ोन लॉक कर दिया जाए लोन डिफॉल्टर का. Why? Because obviously you are breaching एथिकल, लीगल एंड प्राइवेसी कंसर्न. सो इसके ऊपर एक आर्टिकल आया था. ओके, इसके ऊपर एक आर्टिकल आया था इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स का. बिकॉज अगेन इट विल बी कंप्लीटली डिसप्रपोर्शनेट. आप लीगली भी हैम्पर कर रहे हो, एथिकली भी दैट्स नॉट करेक्ट, राइट? प्लस इन अ कंट्री वेयर डायरेक्टली नहीं बोलना चाहिए पर ठीक है, मिस्टर विजय माल्या, मिस्टर नीरव मोदी, मिस्टर मेहुल चोकसी करोर्स ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन करके यहाँ पे निकल लेते हैं. और यहाँ पे बात चल रही है कि एक बहुत ही छोटे टिकट साइज लोन के अंदर फ़ोन लॉक कर दिए जाने की, राइट? सो अगेन दे आर रीथिंकिंग अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रपोजल. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन कैन बी इंपॉर्टेंट. Government tightens the cyber security norms for crypto sector in India. So government, what they are trying to do is they are mandating the cyber security audit. Cyber security audit. Why? Because this is crypto exchanges. These are the crypto exchanges. They need to get themselves cyber audited by expert professional for all the virtual digital assets. Now, sir, what do you mean by virtual digital assets? वर्चुअल डिजिटल असेट्स के अंदर आपकी क्रिप्टो आ गई, ठीक है, आपके NFTs आ गए, नॉन फंजिबल टोकन्स, राइट? सो व्हाट दे आर ट्राइंग टू डू इज दे आर मेकिंग कंपल्सरी द साइबर सिक्योरिटी ऑडिट, राइट? बिकॉज देर आर टू मेनी केसेस ऑफ फ्रॉड देयर, एंड प्लस इट्स अ बर्निंग टॉपिक इज व्हाट आई कैन से. PFRD के अंदर भी जीनियस एक्ट से एक क्वेश्चन आया था, प्लस यहाँ पे वो साइबर सिक्योरिटी ऑडिट मैंडेटरी कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे आपको ये चीज़ भी पता होनी चाहिए, राइट? प्लस in case if any virtual digital asset related question comes in your examination related to cryptocurrencies or any other kind of related question related to VDA asset, what you can do is you can give a reference of this particular article here, that government is planning, government is doing making it compulsory for doing the cyber security audit, mandatory for all the service providers related to the virtual digital assets. Okay, so that's a mandatory thing now. So अगर आपके काम नहीं आया MCQ में तो डेफिनेटली इसको डिस्क्रिप्टिव में काम ले लेना. दैट्स व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. ओके, नॉलेज वेस्ट नहीं होता. So again it will be the auditor will be a complete professional who is empaneled with cert in, right? So India cyber security watchdog है under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. So again the auditor need to be empaneled with the cert in. Plus precondition for registration with the Financial Intelligence Unit FIU. यहाँ आपकी preconditions for registration भी आपको satisfy करनी पड़ेंगी FIU की. Okay, this can be important. Plus Web3 entities को tight oversight face करनी पड़ सकती है. पामला एक्ट जो है हमारा प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट, प्लस अब ये साइबर सिक्योरिटी भी यहाँ पे कंपलसरी हो चुकी है जो आपको पता होनी चाहिए. ओके, okay, so next one, लैंड डेटा टू बी डिजिटाइज्ड अलॉन्ग विद द ओनरशिप राइट. सो यहाँ पे इंडिया के अंदर हमारे लैंड डेटा को डिजिटाइज करने की बात हो रही है राइट. रियल एस्टेट डेटा रिलेटेड को डिजिटाइज करने के लिए बात हो रही है अलॉन्ग विद द ओनरशिप राइट्स. बिकॉज इन इंडिया, इन कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, पॉपुलेशन इज वन ऑफ द मेजर इशू. प्लस कौन सा किसका ओनरशिप है इज अ वेरी टू कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंग एज ऑफ नाउ. So government is planning a major reform to digitize the Indian land records by assigning the clear ownership rights, right? Clear ownership right just to boost the transparency, property disputes related को जो resolutions चलते हैं उनको ease करने के लिए ये चीज़ करी जा रही है. आपको बता दूँ, आप इस चीज़ का reference दे सकते हो. Let's suppose if you are having a descriptive question, okay, ये सारी चीज़ें descriptive question में possible होती है. Let's suppose you are having a descriptive question. You want to give a reference, you can give a reference to the UAE market, right? Dubai mein, they have already done it. They have shifted all the real estate data on a blockchain, right? They have shifted all the data related to real estate on a blockchain. So you can just go to that blockchain and you can have a look कि कौन सा किस price में बिका था. Ownership related disputes वहाँ पे नहीं होते. Why? Because they have adopted a superior technology. So it's not always about digitization, but it's about making decentralized as well. Okay? सो डिजिटाइजेशन होने से उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा जितना डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन होने से फर्क पड़ेगा, जो दुबई गवर्नमेंट ने यहाँ पे अभी रिसेंटली करा है. नेक्स्ट वन आर्टिकल वाज रिलेटेड टू गवर्नमेंट सेटअप 20,000 करोड़ गारंटी फंड फॉर द इंफ्रा प्रोजेक्ट्स टू बूस्ट द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. गवर्नमेंट इज सेटिंग असाइड प्लानिंग टू क्रिएटिंग अ 20,000 करोड़ रिस्क गारंटी फंड दैट विल कवर एनी काइंड ऑफ लॉस रिलेटेड टू पॉलिसी अनसर्टेनिटी. ऐसे कोई फैक्टर्स जो डेवलपर के कंट्रोल में नहीं है राइट, या फिर कोई और नॉन कमर्शियल रीजंस की वजह से इफ देयर इज एनी काइंड ऑफ रिस्क, देन गवर्नमेंट इज मेकिंग अ रिस्क गारंटी फंड ऑफ 20,000 करोड़ ईयर. एंड कैन यू गाइस टेल मी which regulatory body will be involved in this? Which regulatory body will be involved in this? And that this can be important. Okay, so please do remember the amount, please do remember the news plus the name of the regulatory body जो इसमें इन्वॉल्व होने वाली है. कैन यू गाइस टेल मी द नेम ऑफ द रेगुलेटरी बॉडी? दिस इज अ इंफ्रा प्रोजेक्ट. दैट्स AIFI, राइट? दैट्स AIFI बेसिकली which will be involved in this particular task. That's all India financial institution. Infrastructure related कौन सा है हमारा AIFI? वो तो हाउसिंग रिलेटेड है. NHB तो हाउसिंग रिलेटेड है. NHB तो हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर रिलेटेड. अवर NABFID is there, right? National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. So this particular भाई क्या कर रहे हो तुम? NHB, NABARD सब लेके आ गए. NABFID कहाँ गया? NABFID National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development, right? So this fund will be managed by NABFID. This news can be important. Okay, this news can be important. So please do remember this one. Next is again EPFO is planning for ATM UPI access and minimum pension hike in the major reform push. So EPFO, Employee Provident Fund Organization, ये प्लान कर रही है कि अपना जो PF का 3.0 इनिशिएटिव है, बेसिकली इन द 3.0 इनिशिएटिव दे आर ट्राइंग टू गिव अ डिजिटल एक्सेस. ऑलरेडी देयर इज, बट they are willing to give it via ATMs, UPI and so on, right? Plus it should be user friendly and modern banking services के अंदर हो, so that people can definitely withdraw their PF money by using ATMs, by using the UPI as well. So it's a part of EPFO 3.0 initiative. Plus as of now, the bare minimum pension amount is 1,000 per month. They are trying to increase it to 1,500 or 2,500 per month. Okay. So basically this particular initiative is focusing on the digital transformation, ease of access and seamless credit delivery. There is some extra dose as well. Don't consider it as extra news. Some of the news in this particular dose is important as well. That will be homework for you guys. So give it a quick reading. Download this PDF, give it a quick reading. Okay. So thank you so much guys. That's all from mine for today. See you soon tomorrow in the MCQ session related to the finance current affairs. Okay, so bye bye, take care guys, see you soon, thank you so much. एंड इस सेशन के अंदर से काफ़ी सारी न्यूज़ इज इंपॉर्टेंट, सो प्लीज़ डू इट वेरी वेल. न्यूज़ रिलेटेड टू सेबी, न्यूज़ रिलेटेड टू RBI can be very very important. Okay, so I have given you too many stars in this particular session, right? So do it very well guys. Okay, so thank you so much everyone, bye bye, take care, good night.